FIFA is one of the most iconic video games. And for me and most likely all of you, it was a big part of our childhood. Because we love this sport, the beautiful game, football, soccer, however you want to call it. Watching creators like KSI, AA9 Skills, Nepenthes, and Zwayback play FIFA Ultimate Team, opening packs, pink slips, wagers, or crazy squad builders. But over the years, there have been some iconic Seattle Sounders cards in the game. So in today's video, we're gonna go through all the most iconic Sounders cards in FIFA Ultimate Team history. And I know for a fact there are going to be some players that you guys absolutely forgot even played on the team, so make sure to stick around to the end of the video so you don't miss out on any of them. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So right in front of me, as you all can see, we have the Footbin FIFA Generations Squad Building tab opened up, where this has the database of all the cards in FIFA Ultimate Team history, and we're just going to plug in the Sounders and just go through all the players. So all we're going to do is plug in Seattle Sounders and then just go through the cards. Okay, I guess they don't like when we put in Seattle. Here goes. We're just Sounders FC on the Footbin database. And by the way, I'll leave a link to this in the description if you guys want to peruse through this on your own free time or with me. You can have the tab up next to me. I mean, that's the beauty of YouTube and the beauty of the internet. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of cards that we're going to go through. So this is basically... I mean, it's not basically. This is all the FIFA Ultimate Team cards in Sounders history from FIFA 10 to the current one, EAFC 24. And big rip to my man, Ethan Dobbelaere, who is the lowest rated Sounders player in FIFA Ultimate Team history. But regardless, that's not what we're looking at. So we'll go from the top, which our highest rated cards ever were this Clint Dempsey card, which I don't totally know from what event this was from. I think this was like Summer Heat. I stopped playing FIFA. I was a hardcore FIFA addict from FIFA 12 to maybe I'd say from like FIFA 22. I would say I played the game quite religiously. FIFA 21 maybe was probably my last proper hoorah in the game. I don't even own the newest FIFA, EAFC 24. So I think this card, for example, this Jordan Morris card is from it. And I don't know what the card is for. What's the if it's an objective or it's one of those special event cards, I don't know. But I believe this Dempsey card was from Summer Heat, and then this João Paulo card is obviously a team of the season card. So these are our two highest rated cards in 92. For the fact we're an MLS team and we have two 92 rated cards, not too shabby. Next up is Lodeiro at 91. I believe these were showdown cards, which I don't remember for what games these were for. I know Roldan scored. I remember this goal was from the Minnesota game in 2021. So if it was for that game, it was then a Minnesota versus Sounders showdown card. I don't know what this one was from, so I couldn't tell you guys. Then for a really cracked card, this team of the season Ruidíaz card looks really good. I mean, Dempsey's going to probably be the most common, high-rated card we'll see because he was our best player, in regards to FIFA ratings, was our best player throughout the video game history. I mean, obviously was the cover star in FIFA 15, and I'm going to throw that up. I mean, I remember they announced it, I believe, in the friendly against Tottenham. I mean, that was really cool that we had a Sounders player. He was wearing a Sounders jersey. I believe only in the U.S. edition. I believe in other countries, he was wearing a U.S. men's national team kit. But for the U.S. one, he was wearing a Sounders jersey. Absolutely sick. Yeah, we had a cover star in the game. Not many or any MLS teams can say they've done so. I believe actually, now when I think about it, Donovan has been on the cover wearing a Galaxy jersey, but I don't care. So let's keep looking through. Another team this season for Lodeiro, Yeimar. I mean, this card looks really good. Holy smokes. Clint Dempsey, I really, really like this this player photo that they gave him. I'm a big fan of that. Dempsey, a man of the match Dempsey card, which I don't know where a lot of these man of the match cards have come from. They were either I think the man of the match was from the World Cup, or no, I'm sorry, that was man of the match cards, I think from the Copa America or Gold Cup, something like that. This is a World Cup man of the match card, this green one right here, which is so sick. It's such a sick card to see. I remember this was a foundation, so this was an objective card. And I mean, Obas, oh my God, dude, Obas team of the season cards were so cracked. I remember this FIFA 14 one was so OP. I remember I got my hands on it. Sick. I mean, this is a one of one card in regards to no one else has this special edition card, which was in the most recent FIFA. This was a World Cup Nouhou card. So they picked out like a few players, I believe, from each nation, and they gave him like a World Cup card. Cameroon's was luckily for us, it was Nouhou. So I think that's super sick to have this version of a Sounders card. Ozzy Alonso team in the season. I mean, this looks sick. A left winger Clint Dempsey card. I believe this was from the hat trick he scored against Portland in the 4-4 game. Some of my recollection will slowly come back because I do remember from some of the games where these came from. This one was from, I think, Morris's 4-game performance against SKC. And then the inform before that was for his 2 goals against the Rapids. I believe that's where those were from. Because obviously this just happened literally this season. So I wouldn't know where those ones are from. But yeah, these man of the match cards, I cannot tell you where a lot of these were from. I believe these are like the international ones. These were for the Euros. And so I think this was for Copa America. That's my guess. I know for a fact this green one is for the World Cup. I know for a fact. 'Cause I remember when this card came out, I was so hyped. I was like, this is so cool that there is a Sounders player that got a World Cup like man of the match card. I thought that was cool. Elba's player photo I thought was the craziest thing. I think this was from FIFA, I want to say 13. I think this was FIFA 13. I mean, Ozzy Alonso, Obafemi Martins, both were in the MLS All-Star. So team of the season cards were allocated to MLS players pretty much to like the more recent ones were pretty much allocated based off of just who made the All-Star team. It wasn't like with the other like team of the season cards in FIFA where they were voted by, like there was the community one where it was voted by fans or actually the best players. The MLS one was just based off of who was in the All-Star team. So if you're in the All-Star team, you made it in, and we all know how kind of bullshit the All-Star voting is. Like, especially there's just so many really like mid players just purely based off of name. And I can even agree that sometimes Dempsey didn't even deserve to be in the All-Star team. There were like other noteworthy Sounders players that deserve to be in the All-Star team, but Dempsey is Dempsey. He's Captain America. They're obviously going to want to have him in there. It's good for ratings. It's good for popularity. It's good for viewership and the X, Y, and Z. Then we have a few Morris ones, which he's like 90 plus pace every time, but most of the time only has a 3 or 2 star weak foot. We've already run into our first like old card. I believe this was FIFA 10 or 11. A Casey Keller card. I mean, Jesus, like look at the upgrade and like the card's histories. I mean, Jesus, the rectangle. To be fair though, I will say this looks more like a card, like an actual physical, because that's what they were originally based off of. Were based off like the Panini cards, I believe. Don't quote me. But then FIFA had to change to its own design because they were running into like legal issues with Panini. So that's why they completely changed the design from like an actual card to like this kind of more design. For me, I always had fond memories of any special Obafemi Martins card in Ultimate Team. I remember I would always buy. I mean, dude, he had 94 pace. He was rapid. He was just such a meta card. He was kind of part of that realm of like the Emenike at Barbo, like early FIFA 13, 14, 15 type of thing. Like Obo was kind of in there with them because back then, like Emenike and like at Barbo and stuff, I believe at least for Emenike, he played in the Russian league, and same with Oba. So they were easy links. Victor Rodriguez, of course, I mean, I think we all know where this card came from. I believe came from his man of the match performance in the MLS Cup final. So this is like an MVP card. Roman Torres, I want to say this is for when he helped Panama qualify for the World Cup. I want to say this is for when he scored the goal that helped Panama qualify. And sad days for all my USMNT fans that are watching this, but to help Panama qualify and the USA not to qualify for the 2018 World Cup. This Aussie card, oh my God, I forgot all about this. So this was like a rare, it was like one, it's part of those like few players, like I think like Diego Costa has one. I'm trying to think off the top of my head, like any other players that had it, but he was one of the few because look at his other cards, Cuban. And then like, for example, his team of the season card that we saw, Cuban. So he was Cuban, but I remember that year he got like a US citizenship, and there was like kind of that conversation, should he get a call up to the US men's national team? Can he make the switch over? But I believe the Cuban national team like blocked that opportunity for him. But in this year's game, they gave him a US nationality card. And I know a few players had that in like the history of FIFA. You'd have to look it up. I know Diego Costa was one of them, for example, because he played for Brazil in maybe like 1 or 2 friendlies, but then officially switched over to Spain. So there were a few Diego Costa cards that were Brazilian throughout the history of FIFA. And for example, this Aussie card was an American one, but it was like that was the only time. And I believe this is in FIFA 13. Christian Tivert, the less said the better for this guy because he was an absolute flop. Michael Gesperning, who we had on the channel. And then obviously, who can forget probably the most cracked card in FIFA Ultimate Team history, Eddie Johnson. Oh my God, him and Malapa. I mean, I'm going to throw up a clip. This was like the lick back in, I believe, FIFA 14. It was insane. Everyone was using him. He was so cracked in the game because heading was a big meta. He had pace. He had decent shooting. I mean, this was such a common card. Eddie Johnson, he was in like everybody's team. That's a big throwback. Stefan Frei, I believe this was from FIFA 16, I want to say, when he was on the All-Star team where they faced off against Real Madrid. Even was the goalkeeper during the penalty shootout in that All-Star game. Sadly, didn't save any of the penalties. Or actually, this is FIFA 18, I want to say, but young Fredy Montero, dude, I remember I used to love using Freddy's cards in FIFA. Chad Marshall, even with that team of the season boost, my guy's still rocking with that one leg 58 pace. Brad Evans, I remember I had this card. So this card came for when he got called up to the USA. So see, remember, you guys got to let me cook a little bit. I remember some of these cards because I had fond memories, you know. I was a big Sounders fan, so I wanted to collect some of the Sounders guys. Obviously, couldn't build a team to actually play FIFA Ultimate Team with in regards to win games. So I wanted to win back then because I was so competitive. But this card came for when he scored the goal against Jamaica, and I think it was World Cup qualifiers in the 90th minute, and he was playing right back. There's that man of the match card I was talking about for Stefan Frei for the MVP award for the 2016 MLS Cup final. Another Eddie Johnson inform card. And Kufo, who can forget about him? Jeez, what a card that is. Dude, low-key Aussie always having crack cards. 82 pace for like a low gold, high silver card. Those were a big thing, you know, using silver cards in FIFA. Big thing back in the like older days of the game for sure. Jovan Jones, I want to say he got this for Trinidad. I want to say another Morris man of the match card. See, I don't know where all these man of the match cards have come from. Steve Zakawani, dude. His card, when I used him in FIFA 12, was so good. Fredy Montero, but the thing is, what's interesting about his player photo in a Whitecaps kit, obviously. Dude, Wolf Ikram. Oh my God. I can't believe we let this guy go. I think this was, I want to say 2017. We let go of Wolf Ikram. Or was it 2018? I can't remember. I think it was 2018. Sorry. Wolf Ikram, we signed him. I kind of liked him a lot. He wasn't obviously fast, but he had that nasty nutmeg to assist to Will Bruin. 0 pace Will Bruin, somehow outpacing Toronto. And yeah, I always liked him. I didn't feel like it was fair that we just straight up cut his contract, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. Jimmy Traore, Champions League winning center back, probably one of the biggest memes in like European soccer history. Scored a banger in the CONCACAF Champions League for us, which I thought was always cool. More Eddie Johnson cards, Zakawani. I mean, we've had a few pretty cracked cards in the game. I mean, I think Oba, Dempsey, and Eddie Johnson kind of held the mantle high in that regard. Yedlin, another really cracked card, especially for like USA teams or MLS teams. I mean, because he's had 90 plus pace. I mean, that's the meta in FIFA. You got 90 plus pace. Welcome to the team. Oh no, Showery Joseph. Showery Joseph. I mean, probably one of the biggest flops in Sounders history. One of the biggest flops. And Lamar Nagel, dude, this card was so cracked. It was actually really expensive as well, from what I can remember. This was also another really good card. I mean, for a bronze card, 86 pace. I mean, that's a pretty nasty card in my opinion. Another player, you know, I just realized that didn't get an inform card is David Estrada. I remember he scored a hat-trick against Toronto in like the opening game of 2012, so I am a little surprised like he doesn't have an inform card, but oh my God, Cordell Cato, super cracked bronze card because he had 91 pace. Josh Ford. So if you guys didn't know, Josh Ford, I don't know if it's this card specifically, I want to say maybe this was in FIFA 13, was the fastest goalkeeper in like FIFA Ultimate Team in one of the years of FIFA. I want to say it was FIFA 14, though. I want to say the year we won the Supporter Shield. He was our third string goalkeeper. He was the fastest card for a goalkeeper in the game, which I think is crazy. This Danny Leva card was very iconic because I remember when FIFA posted like highest potential card, like bronze cards in career mode, and Danny Leva was one of them. Like EA Sports posted about it. And I remember I messaged Danny about it, and it was so funny. He's like, yeah, bro, I got that high potential. So I remember that card was very iconic in that regard. Yeah, a lot of special cards, predominantly Clint Dempsey. We see a lot of him. Nico Lodeiro, Jordan Morris actually has a pretty heavy amount. But for me, I mean, one of my favorite cards in FIFA Ultimate Team history, it has to be this FIFA 14 Team of the Season Obafemi Martins card. I had it. I used it. I absolutely loved the card. But boys and girls, my opinion only matters so much. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Which card that you guys saw in today's video from FIFA Ultimate Team history for the Seattle Sounders just surprised you the most? Which one of them were very iconic for you in the video game? Which ones were your favorite ones that you played with? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to smash like button on today's video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I hope you all have a lovely day.